Okay, before we jump right on into the detailed tool demonstrations, we're going to take a look at the basic layout of the cut panel, because as you can see, it is quite different. Now, in order to access the cut panel, you need to go down here to where all of the different panel icons are, and you're looking for cut. That's the second one along from the left. If you're on any other panel, simply click the film cell icon with the red strike going through it, and you will go to the cut panel. Let's take a look at what we've got here, because it looks pretty weird to begin with. In the upper left, I've got my media pool, and you can see here I've got my media pool icon highlighted. I can navigate these bins simply by double clicking, or alternatively, in the upper left, there's an icon here which looks like the database icon, and I can click that and I can navigate all of my bins with this little drop down menu down here, so I can navigate very quickly from bin to bin without relying on going back and back and back and then double clicking and double clicking again. So this is the fastest way to navigate our bins. I'm going to go to our scene 10 rushes, and here we can see some material. So this time I've already filled out all of the relevant metadata. You don't have to worry about that. One thing that I need to make clear about the cut panel with regards to our metadata, and this is truly an unfortunate limitation, is that our ability to navigate and sort our clips based on metadata is very limited here. We cannot use smart bins in the cut panel. That's a glaring omission right now. Lots of people want smart bins in the cut panel because of a feature called source tape, which we will cover in a later lecture. But you should know that actually the search window up here is just clip name. You can't go searching through different metadata fields in this window, which is a big shame, really. Anyway, we've got this material here. These are my rushes. I can mouse over them and I can double click and it will open up in my viewer to the right. We only have one viewer in this panel. You can only have one viewer in this panel. You can never have two. And this viewer switches between showing you different things based on what you're doing. It's a contextual viewer. If I double click and open a rush up here, it opens the rush and gives me a timeline, and I can drag the orange playhead around. I can then I and O, and I can then do an insert edit should I want to, or I can just drag it down to the timeline below. Once I drag something down, then we switch to the timeline view, and you can see where the viewer is pointing us at by the name up here in orange, timeline 1. Alternatively, these three icons in the upper left show us what we are viewing. And this is the timeline icon, this is the source clip icon, and this is the source tape icon, which we will cover in a later lecture. One thing that is really odd about the way in which the cut panel shows you a timeline is that by default this playhead is always in the center, and the level of zoom you have down here in the timeline below is always the same. You have one level of zoom here in the lower timeline, and then up above we have this kind of miniature version of the timeline. This always shows us the entire edit. So for now we've only got these two levels of zoom in our edit to deal with. Now the next thing, which is pretty odd to begin with, is where the playheads lie in these two timelines. In the upper timeline, I can just click and drag that playhead around. But look at what is happening at the playhead below. By default, this playhead always stays in the center. And if I click on the playhead and drag, it's like the playhead is staying still and I'm moving my edit around the static playhead, whilst it moves around above in the upper timeline view. I can change this behavior if I want to, and when we're trying to do some trim, if we are trying to just quickly refine an edit for a vlog or something, that can be quite useful. This icon over here in the far left, which has the little white strike, by a lock symbol. This is lock playhead, and it's on by default. I can click this, and now I move this playhead around in the classic way. And if we turn it back on, it will snap back to the center of this display. That seems pretty counterintuitive at first. It's actually an all-right way of working. It's an all-right way of making a first assembly. And also up here on the very upper right, we have our audio monitors as well. So this is a decent overview of the very basic layout of the cut panel. We're now going to move into specific tools, how to import things, how it all actually works. We're going to go through it all piece by piece, and then we will finish by actually producing our first assembly of this project. So click on through to the next.